very niche, very, very narrow niche.
Those good keywords?
Yeah. Yes, they could be. Yeah, John specializes in social media for political campaigns, and he does every kind of both sides of the fence and in between. Yes.
Do you not accept the recommendation?
Well, it is, yeah. So the same thing would apply in that, you know what? I really don't want to be connected to somebody, possibly, because of, again, how, you know, they may be unscrupulous or whatever that may be. So I may not want to accept that, and you can just ignore it and move ahead. There's no notification that goes back to them that says, you know, Mike thinks you're a whatever. It just gets ignored. Okay, so I'm not going to continue with that and fill all the time with writing, but let's talk about adding apps and connecting your blog. So I'm going to go back to edit my profile, and I have done some of this already. So as I scroll down, you'll see that I've added the WordPress application, and I have connected my blog. So my blog, every one of my posts are coming in to my blog at this point. Now, I have the choice of saying show only recent posts tagged with LinkedIn. So I could be very selective with my WordPress, tag a post with LinkedIn, and only those would come in. So maybe within my posting, I'm only doing business to business, and I can separate my business to consumer and my business to business posts, and only those would feed to LinkedIn.
And did you say you would tag it?
Yeah, so on my WordPress, when I'm writing it and I'm adding tags, I would add the tag LinkedIn, and that would direct it then to pull that post into my WordPress feed area. I'm not going to change that though. So
is that on the personal side or is that on the business editing? When you're adding that application?
This is on the personal. Applications and WordPress, etc., is only on you as a person. Yes, but it is my business blog. And that is appropriate because, again, LinkedIn is doing business to business online. So again, if you go on down, you'll see some others. I've also added the SlideShare app, so I can add whatever my most current slideshow is. You guys saw this one a while back. You can add those slideshow presentations. You can add sections here. And there's a wide variety of things that you can do to add to your profile, or right here you can add an application, and here are a few suggested applications. Some of the more popular ones will be right on the front. Polls, and again here's WordPress, SlideShare.
So the WordPress app right there, you just click it, and,
yep,
and then you tell it
right,
yours.
Right. And I've already installed it, so it's just telling me to update settings. You can choose to display it on your profile. You can choose to display it on the LinkedIn homepage. You can opt in and out of those. But there are many more applications. And again, right here, you can go to Browse More Applications. And there are, again, a vast array of other applications. See those right there.
Doesn't it make your profile cluttered with all...
It can, but again, it just lends the flexibility for you to represent yourself in the way that you know that's best for your industry. So again, some of that you may need to bounce around in the room here. Should I share this? Should I share that? You want to give as complete a profile as you can to represent who you are and what you do. So if I'm a job hunter, I would want to add, I think, as much as I can representing me, so that a potential company can see everything that they would want to see and more about me. So there's more than enough information, not less. Unless I didn't want them to know that, and then I wouldn't share it. Yes, ma'am.
The SlideShare presentations, do you recommend using them? my case where I have art.
No, I think I would. Well, I mean, I don't want to correct me if you disagree.
I was just nodding my head yes.
I would say if you have time to add that layer on, I would do that, but not before I did Pinterest. So if you had time then to go to the next step and add SlideShare, then I would say for sure, go ahead and do that. But I would make sure that you've mastered Pinterest first, because it's much more viable for you in what you do, because you're very visual in your presentation of what you do.
And Mike, I think you're right, because SlideShare is more business, I think. It's
Yeah, it would
more of a
be
how-to
people
lectures.
doing presentations, and I think you're right in a how-to, if you were doing a how-to, but I would always do a video how-to before I did a SlideShare how-to. But you may be able to write a script for your video that you then apply to a SlideShare, and you can definitely get more traction by taking the same content and diversifying it in how you're putting it out. Anything else that you absolutely wish you knew about LinkedIn?
Well, I was just thinking that maybe you could add one of the apps that you don't already have. Just to
Okay.
see how easy it is.
Let's see.
This from Amazon's good.
Book one. Yeah, Amazon.
Okay, I hope I don't have any embarrassing books on there.
Mike, you already have that one?
No, I don't have it yet.
So you just clicked on it and it came up with it.
You know what? I must have played with. I am always every site I navigate and I play with the buttons. So critical thinking. So again, these are some of the books that I've read in the past, and other people that I'm connected to that have read similar books.
The reason I like that app is that someone can look at your profile and see what you're reading and kind of know more about you.
Mhm.
To get a
Mhm.
well-rounded look at you.
But you can enter what books you're reading, even if, like, for me, I download all my books from Audible, so I'm not buying them from Amazon, so that still works?
Well, and I also use Audible a lot for drive time, but I'm still getting my Audible books through Amazon. So I still have that basically book list going at the same time as I'm doing the Audible. But again, that entirely is up to you. You may read books that that you don't want people to see. How to build bombs or whatever that may be. I don't.
So you just clicked on the one that was there, and then you just said, what was the next step? Show it on my page?
Yeah, it just asks for permission to connect.
Yeah.
And that's
So,
it.
and then you click on that and that's it.
Yep.
But does it bring up everything you've purchased, or is it,
No.
or do you then select what you want to select?
Yeah, you would
Yeah,
select.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it only shows a few on your actual profile.
Yeah, just a few.
Click
The last
on it and
couple.
it'll show all of them.
I see.
So again, typically it's 1 to 2 clicks to install an app, and then it's display it or don't display it on your profile.
I haven't had the chance to explore the different levels of LinkedIn and what their benefits are.
So like paid versus.
Yes.
Yeah. Dale, I believe you did the paid for a while. I've done it, but it's been more than 2 years ago.
The biggest difference in the Premier is it gives you a lot more tools to delve into the contacts. So if you don't have the paid, you only see the first 2 connections. So you'll see who's first connected to you, and then the second degree, which is connected to someone that's connected to you. But then when you get to 3rd degree and 4th degree, you can't do it unless you're on the Premier. So if you're looking for a job, or you're looking to hire, or you're looking to really kind of mine LinkedIn for contacts for people to develop relationships, it would be worthwhile to do the Premier. Otherwise, I wouldn't recommend it. It's very expensive. It adds up.
Right.
Has anybody used Premier in here?
I think that Dale hit it. 2 things: searchability, you can search more, and then you have more direct communication. What do they call those? Where you can send person to person more direct.
In-mail.
In-mail.
In-mail,
Yeah,
yeah.
you get
LinkedIn mail.
substantial more in-mail with the upgrade.
I
Typically,
did try it for about 4 months,
Okay.
Yeah.
and I saw no difference.